Welcome to the calculator guide for Module 15 Part 3, Hypothesis Testing for a Mean. In this video I will show you how to do step 3 in your calculator in one step. For this video I'm only going to show you the first two examples from the notes. So in order to calculate that t-value and the probability, we're going to start by hitting stat, then we're going to arrow over 2 times to tests. And now we want to go to number 2, a t-test. So we're looking at a mean and we're using the t-distribution instead of the normal. So it's going to be 2 t-test, number 2 t-test. And now there are two options here. The first is if I give you a set of raw data, you can enter that data into a list and the calculator will go and it'll calculate the sample mean and standard deviation for you, and then calculate the value of the test statistic and the probability. If you are doing it that way, you still put the value for the null in this first spot, tell it what list the data's in, keep this frequency at 1. Okay, we don't have a probability distribution, so the frequency needs to equal 1, and then select the correct symbol for your alternative. But we don't have raw data, we have statistics that were given to us for this problem. So this one we were looking at the mean age onset of anorexia. So we said the mean was equal to 15. Our sample mean was 14.251. Our standard deviation was 1.512. Our sample size was 20, and this was a left-tailed test. So I enter all of that information in, and then I hit calculate. And here we see the t-score that we got, or very close to it, negative 2.2154, and the p-value that we got, 0.0196. So we can take this t-value and this p-value and we can use these to determine that we should reject the null because 0.196 is less than 0.05. So now I'm going to do the second example, which was a two-tailed test. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit stat. I'm going to arrow over to over to tests. And we're going to click on number 2, which is the t-test. Now this is the problem looking at the number of text messages that teenagers get in a day. So our mean was equal to 50. Our standard deviation, our sample mean, was 47.75. Our sample standard deviation was 15. And we surveyed 100 people. Okay, and then this was the two-tailed test. So I'm going to hit calculate. And now we see negative 1.5 and 0.1368, which is 2 times what we got when we calculated this by hand. So I would take this p-value and compare it to my alpha, which was 0.1. Is this number less than 0.10? No. So I do not reject, which is the same conclusion we came to before. So that is how you do a t-test in your